All right, it is sending us live.
Looks like we are.
Okay, well, my thing is saying not yet. Okay, there we go. All right, and then are we in gallery view? Yes. Okay, so we are very excited. Susan's going to kick this off. We are running just a couple minutes behind technical difficulties, but we are ready to go.
We're doing the best that we can because we're, kind of being new at moving it over to Team Thrive Nation. But hey, everybody, so excited that you're taking the time just to jump on with us today. We have Amber, we have Lori, we have Lynn, and we have Jen, some of Maria's personals. And we wanted to jump on here and do a recap of Thrive Palooza this weekend. If you didn't get to go, this might be a lot of information. I would suggest you grab a pen and paper quickly. If you did go, maybe grab your notebooks and you'll see where we're going with this. But maybe here's some different insight from these girls right here, because we're gonna go through some things and it's gonna be awesome. Each of them have kind of picked what they want to share with you that maybe really stood out to them, and that's what we want you to hear, because I don't know about y'all, but it was so much information. But even when I was reading back through my notes today, I was like, oh man, that was priceless, trying to share it with my team this morning. But hey, Amber, I'm going to let you start it and let you take it away. And then we're just going to go down the line and intercede when we need to.
Well, I'm super excited. Just because, I personally, we've all led with our Thrive 1, 2, 3. We've all led with that experience. That's why we always say that's why we are where we are, because we lead with the product. If you were at Thrive Palooza, you heard them talk about lead with the product. And I have always said, this is already doing amazing things for us mentally, physically, and honestly to our skin, from inside of our bodies. That could you imagine if we went into the skincare realm? So one thing, and we can touch on that, but we saw some crazy things. I actually want Jen to open up. I was in the skincare or the Thrive Skin booth as well, but I think she actually watched one of the live demonstrations in there. So Jen, why don't you take that over, and then I'll kind of come in with a couple of points on that.
Okay, awesome. So, first of all, can you hear me? I was having mic trouble first. Okay, perfect. So, the lounge that they set up for the experimental session with Thrive Skin was incredible. If you guys have ever been in like a high-end department store and it just has that glam feel and it's exciting and it's bright and it's beautiful, that's what it was like. And just to kind of describe it, some of you that weren't there, maybe you've seen it online, but they did have live presentations going, I don't know, every 15 minutes or so, but they had individual stands to where you could test it yourself. And they literally went through the 1, 2, 3, allowing you to either put it on your hands or on your face with each step. And I'm telling you, when you rubbed the exfoliant, I don't have it in front of me exactly the names of all of them, but basically, um, it took dead skin and just brought it up in this form that was just incredible. But it started out like this cool silky feeling aloe type gel. It wasn't gritty, it didn't feel harmful, it was amazing. And then you go into your step 2, your step 3, and then you look at your hands and you compare them, you're like, oh my gosh, I just got younger. And it was incredible. And some people, I've seen some pictures already just from the one application, they were able to do it on their face, with no makeup. They said you can do it with makeup, but they suggested no makeup. Some people literally took their makeup off to do it on their whole face. I would want that stuff on my whole body. It was amazing. But I'm super excited because even though I love sharing Thrive 1, 2, 3, what we have now, we all know that we have found people that they're either happy with their current supplements or they're just not willing to give this a shot for some reason or another. But I know some of those same people fit into the category that they love skincare. They're willing to try new things. They're willing to try the latest and greatest. And so one of the things that I loved, about this whole experience is we have this whole new possibility and market of people. And even Jason Camper said, what do you lead with? He said, you know what, guys, it's going to be up to you. It's going to be what's in your comfort zone. And it's also going to be what is your target person going to possibly appeal to more? Are they into like feeling good from the inside or looking good from the outside? And I know that sounds silly because obviously a lot of people want both, but the reality is some people have priorities of one over the other, and they're willing to spend money and time on one over the other. And so we've got some great options here. This product, the fact that it is, entering into the CBD market, it's huge. It's perking people's ears and they're excited about it. And I'll kick it back to one of you guys to touch a little bit more on the product itself. But I will just tell you, I'm excited about the opportunity to touch a different type of product and have a new market of people.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to touch on that. What you mentioned on CBD is one thing that they said, and I think that this needs to be pushed out, and we need to remember that this is different than a CBD consumable. So there's a lot of question on, well, my state, it's not legal, even though the Farm Bill passed. This is a delivery system through the skin. There is no THC and nothing ever enters your bloodstream. So they did mention that several times. So because it is not consumable, it is legal in all 50 states. I love this because they didn't say, well, we'll get to international later. You guys are just going to have to wait. They already made a second kit, a second set that is legal in the international states because they have not touched CBD yet. So they made a hemp oil based Thrive Skin specifically for international. So what does that mean? How is it better? Is it, a knockoff? What is that? Jason Camper described it as the US based Thrive Skin that is CBD based will be like an A++, which guys, you're already seeing the pictures. It is phenomenal. And the hemp based will be an A+. So you're still going to see results. It's still going to be phenomenal. And then they will continue to work on getting that into the international realm. There is going to be a call tomorrow evening. That email is getting made. It's getting sent out. There will be a state of Lavelle call at 6 p.m. Y'all, my tongue is moving faster than my brain, so I'm so excited, or vice versa. But it will be tomorrow evening, and we will have even more details. Actually, Jason Camper, I spoke with him earlier. They are working on that price point right now. I think we're going to be super excited about it, and they will give us those details on that tomorrow, also on the rollout. So I'm going to kick it over. Lori, I'm going to let you take it away. You want to talk about Jamaica?
Sure, absolutely. I do want to say one thing, because I remember us being on a Facebook Live with Paul Gravett back in July, and he just gave us a couple little hints, and he said that we will not have to go through a lot of the red tape because this is not an ingestible product. So if you're thinking big now with just our skincare line, you need to think like 10 times bigger, because that just means all the countries that we're going to get in. And I don't know about you guys, even 5.5 years into this new product line, I feel like it's day one. It's day one of being a promoter. And I'm so super excited about that. But when they rolled out that Jamaica trip that's coming out, I mean, they do nothing shabby. We've been on 16, 17 trips. I can't really remember anymore, but there's a lot of them. And so they haven't rolled out the qualifications yet of what we have to do, what's going to be up, but it's going to be completely attainable. It's usually focused around the $200 starter promoter packages and up, and $100 auto ships and up. And they decide the timelines and the quantities and all that, but it will be an all-inclusive where you will be able to earn airfare and get that for free. So it's an absolutely thing. And they're saying it's going to be in October. We don't really know the dates yet, but I'm sure as it moves closer, we'll find out all of that. So it's exciting to be part of this. I mean, the excitement just in those few days that we were there, our once a year training conference, it's just, you can't even put a price tag on it. I mean, I could hardly sleep last night. I don't know about you guys, but it was just insane.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to jump in here real quick. So Lori, you talk about like on Jamaica, it's completely attainable, but sometimes in the very last month, people are like, I just can't do it. So how would you encourage them to make it attainable month to month?
Okay, what you need to do starting today, don't wait until they roll out the qualifications, is you need to start running for those free accounts. In the beginning, being a registered nurse, corporate America, I never understood that concept. Why do I need to get all these free accounts when they're not going to order? But the reason is the law of averages, and it just increases your opportunity of success when you have all those accounts already in there and you're able to follow up and you're able to update them. So definitely getting your ducks in a row, having enough product on hand to be able to get people into your system as thrivers, because what happens, you have customers that you can flip to promoter, and those will count for that too. And so, you just need to really just start running now, because before you know, it's going to be June. And that's usually when they roll out that June or July, I think. Yeah, because it's usually a couple months into summer that you get started. So run fast, getting those accounts, making sure all of your team members, all of your free accounts, promoters. I know we have, if you've been in it any length of time, you probably have about 1,000. So that takes time. Just get in there, start letting them know about the new products on hand, letting them know about the upcoming trip. People want this. We just need to be able to paint the picture for them of how attainable it can be. But if you wait to the very last month, yes, you're going to be running scared. So you just need to have a plan. You need to write down your plan, because you know what they say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah, it can be very stressful in the last month, but you made a very good point in there. You said, make sure you have plenty of product on hand. Well, wouldn't you know that the company just launched this huge thing for us until this evening, where we can make sure we have plenty of product on hand. So Lynn, do you want to take that away of what is going on today that we have to make sure we cover?
Absolutely. Okay, so what Susan's talking about, y'all, is the 800 pack. So they are opening it up to everyone in the company. You have the opportunity to purchase the 800 pack by tonight, you guys. It was ending yesterday. They extended it to today. So this is it. You're not going to get another extension. But by purchasing the 800 pack, you are going to get the 200K promotional payout for 4 months. So what that means is you're going to be getting paid as a 200K would get paid, all the way down to the 8th level. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the unilevel team commissions is normally 4%. It doubles, you guys, to 8% down to the 8th level. If you are a promoter that has recently purchased an 800 pack and you are receiving that promotional payout right now, it's going to tack on another 4 months of that promotional payout. So I know way back when I purchased my 800 pack, the goal is to get to 200K before your promotional payout ends. So that way you never miss a beat, you guys. You go straight from your promotional payout directly into getting paid as a 200K because you have reached that rank. And it is huge. I will say, for my personal experience, I didn't see that difference because I didn't have that gap in between. By the time mine ran out, we were a 200K team. But I know several people who had the promotional payout, and they will tell you, yes, they definitely noticed a difference in that gap until they were 200K. So bottom line, it is extremely beneficial to everyone who is either trying to get back to 200K, or if you are running for 200K, you guys, put your running shoes on, get that 800 pack, because that is huge. Think about all these skincare orders that are going to be rolling in. You have the opportunity to take advantage of that and double that 4% commission and make that 8% commission. So it's just, bottom line, it's a no-brainer. We don't know if this chance will ever come again. So if you missed out on that opportunity and didn't get to take advantage of the 200K promotional payout, y'all, this is your opportunity, because this may never ever come around again. They've never done this before. So to me, it's a no-brainer. I've had several people come to me on my team, do I do it? Do I not? If you're a runner and it motivates you, then absolutely get your running shoes on. If you're not a runner, then let this motivate you. Let this 4-month period. That's why they said, like, from now to September, it is major go time. It's always go time here, but this is 4 months of that promotional payout that you're going to be receiving higher commissions. So take advantage of it. Build your team and work to building those 8 levels. And I mean, I personally, I think it's going to be absolutely huge. And I think if you're crazy if you don't take advantage of it.
I agree. So Amber, I'm going to have you chime in here because Amber is always my guru that I go to when things don't make sense to me on the comp plan. So because she knows everything. But here's something that we kind of saw this morning with somebody who was questioning if they should order that pack or not. They're currently listed as a 12K, but they really have an 80K team, but they're red legs so much. So right now as a 12K, they're only getting paid 4 levels at 4%. They're missing all the rest of that. In reality, I was like, I'm telling you right now, you would get paid 8 levels deep, the 8%, the unilevel, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, your paychecks are liable to be crazy over the next 4 months. In the meantime, let's use that extra to get ourselves out of that red. So I'll let you chime in on that because that's really your area.
Well, and because I personally experienced that, for those that don't know my story, I was on my day 30 as a brand new Lavelle promoter when I signed Chastity Marie, who took off like a rock star and went 200K in 30 days. So I was a 12K at that point, and she was a 200K. So I bought the 800 pack at that time, and my unilevels went from $1,500 to $3,000 in that 1 week time difference. And so it's huge, and then again, exactly like Susan said, not only is your unilevels going to double, but you're now getting that full 8 levels, where if you have 8 to 12 levels, you're only getting 4 of them or 6 of them, depending on where your rank is. So, and here's the other thing, because I know, and I'm just going to be straight out. A lot of people are like, well, we just stocked up with the double triples that just happened. I don't need any more product. Okay, guys, I'm going to be real. You always need more product. If you have too much product in your closet or your pantry, you need to get that product in somebody's hands. You need to sell samples. You need to do a sample blitz for your team. You need to do something with that product. Get people on Thrive. If you have product, you have the ability to get people on Thrive. Now, here's another great thing. If people are coming on board with this Thrive Skin, what can you do with all that extra product you just got? Well, now they can experience. You can give them a sample. You can sell them a sample, whatever you want to do. You can get them a sample of the Thrive experience. So not only are they going to see and feel the difference in their face, they're going to feel better inside and realize what those 3 steps can truly do. So I'll hand that back over.
See how
Hey, I just want to add really fast, y'all. It's just sorry, just like Paul said, when everybody's like, "Oh, my pack came in," he's like, "Y'all, it's not your pack. That is product that you get out into people's hands. So get the 800 pack, and you're going to recover that money that you spend on your 800 pack because your paychecks are going to increase. So it's a no-brainer."
I completely agree. We've had some fun conversations with this, and we've been trying to really explain it over the last couple of days, but it's almost like, just do it. We'll explain everything later. We got it. So any other announcements before we go on? Go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to say I came in and bought it, and I only had a $3,000 team. And so even if you don't have those major red legs, $80,000 in orders, still you need to get this, because it can inspire you to do that. And we ran with that as a team, and several other people did too. And I'm going to tell you something. I missed the 200K by the time my four month period ran out, and it bit. Let me tell you, it hurt a little bit, but that just made me even work harder because I'm like, I need to get back to that 200 K pay. So don't be afraid because you do not have a team to not order this. Let it inspire you to get some fire under your butt and get going. You know, and I was just thinking about that, like at first, like, well, we're 200K, so we don't need to do that. But my husband's not, and so that is an idea for all you guys that maybe are 200K, but your spouse is not. And then that team also, you have two double 200K pays coming in. So I just wanted to add that.
And let me touch on that too, because again, when you have, because of our awesome commissions and our comp plan, when you have someone direct to you that is earning as a 200K, your match, your paycheck match on their unit levels goes up. So everybody wins here. But I do also want to say, we love to win, right? I do want to say that don't stress out on, well, what if I don't hit 200K in 4 months? But what I do want to give you is advice on what to do with that extra commissions you're going to make in this 4 months. Don't blow it. Don't spend it. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I'm making 200K pay. I'm going to go buy a Libby and I'm going to do this. And, and all these things. Get out of debt, pay your bills, and put some in savings, and just keep running with, and I know Susan's going to talk about how to run coming off at our Palooza, but keep running and you will hit that 200K, but don't just be smart with that extra commissions.
I'll add one more thing too, that also, I mean, just like Lori was saying, don't wait till the last minute on qualifications for Jamaica. Buying that 800 pack is also kind of your day one. That's your fresh start to truly getting to 200K and doing it in that 4 months time period, because that is the ultimate goal. And what do? We go back to the beginning. We go back to the basics. We get back in VIP mindset. And so just talking with some of you guys and some of the other leaders, I mean, VIP mindset's where it's at. And so challenge yourself to truly put yourself in VIP reset mode. And take this VIP 800 and start the day you buy it with working towards building your own business to get to that point that you are at 200K again, or for the first time.
Absolutely. So you can tell we've spent a lot of time on this particular subject because we feel like it's that important. So everybody, I mean, I know, like me and Lindsay were going through reports this morning. Who needs to, where are they at? How would this benefit so many people in the line? And we have literally been on the phone with people this weekend and at a dinner Saturday night, on Sunday, and today. Don't wait till 7 o'clock to start doing this. It'll kind of stress you out. So just start touching base with people today. And I literally had to share with people why I felt like this was most important for them, why this was going to be good for their business. And I bought it under my husband too, because that's going to be fun. Okay. Before we move on to what we took away from Palooza other than announcements, and we feel like we're going to totally go from May to May with it. Anything else I'm missing on announcements? Because there has to be something in your notes that truly stood out and you're like, I need to tell everybody this today. Go ahead, Amber.
I want to make a suggestion about Thrive Skin. And I have to give my husband credit because, I haven't yet decompressed everything and figured out my whole outline plan over today to start everything. But he said last night, one of our girls is a massage therapist, one is a hairdresser. And he was like, how awesome is that going to be that while they're there, you can give them the little hand treatment that we did and do it on one hand, and they can see that difference before they leave your salon or your spa, or if you're in a retail environment, like, who was it that was on stage that she ran and owned a boutique? You can have that there and you can do it for them. They're going to see it right then. How do I order? Girl, log in right here. Here you go. Like that is just an extra. You have something that they can see immediately. You can offer this immediately. So I want you to make sure that you're thinking about all the things that you can do with this product that people can touch and feel and see.
Absolutely.
Hey, y'all, real quick, didn't they say something about a questionnaire in our cloud office about ordering the skincare line? Like, if you plan on purchasing, we have to be on the lookout for the little questionnaire. So you have to answer that if you plan on ordering. Otherwise, they don't want us to break the cloud like we did with Duo. So,
And they're constructing the email with that detail today, I believe.
okay, yeah. So we'll be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. There's so much. Do y'all feel like you're like, wow? Me and Amber this morning, we're both like so overwhelmed. And I did get my shower over early, thank goodness, because showers are overrated. Was that Jamie Pecca who said that when you're in this business, you know, try to shower 2 or 3 times a week?
And chastity too. But I mean, we've all been there, right? I'm impressed that you have makeup and your hair's done. And
that's only because I have an appointment I have to go to after this. And so I was like, I'm just going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah. And I said on my call this morning, I would love to have heard everything that Chastity said, but when you're up on that stage, you can't hear everything. And so I was reading a lot of lips. So very fortunately, a lot of people took notes during that time, and my notebooks are full. I love these little notebooks. So there was a lot of just really profound things said that overwhelmed me, but just made me feel like, oh man, I am so glad that I'm in one place where they're giving me all this information. But there had to be something that was really standing out to y'all. And if we could, my daughter is trying to get a hold of me. She is not going to let it go. So I'm about to turn it over to one of y'all. But anyway, so I want each of us to kind of take something from our notes that is like really stood out to you. I already know what mine is. On top of a zillion other things. And if you didn't love the first speaker on social media, she is my kind of person wearing tennis shoes up there with a dress. That was priceless. But her energy, her just being funny, I never quit staring and listening to everything she said, plus trying to utilize everything she taught us. I'm sure people pay thousands of dollars to get that kind of training, or at least the Oscars are probably paying her tons of money for that. So y'all just go down the line. What do you want to share?
Start with Lori. We'll just go this way.
Gosh, there is so much. And you're right. You know, because I'm not a social marketer. I mean, I never have been. I'm a mom of 5. This was way out of my comfort zone. I'm a nurse. So being a social media marketing person, I don't know the first thing about it, but I loved how she taught us to remove the I and make it about them, and always, you know, painting that picture like, can you imagine? And it just helps them think in their own space. So I love that. But there are so many takeaways. It's kind of hard to pinpoint that. But I love one thing that Chastity Marie says. She's kind of my spirit person. She's just like, don't be a lazy thriver. Hello. Yeah, I've been there. We've all been there. We can all admit that. You know, get up, get out, go talk to people, you know, take those capsules. Don't leave one out. Don't leave one of the 3 steps out. Don't leave out that you, don't leave out that you forgot to put your patch on or what have you. Do not be a lazy thriver. Get out of your house, go meet people and that kind of stuff. And I know there's probably a post in Thrive Nation. I know probably all the leaders posted it too, about how to send in for you can get information from that girl that good Lord, Susan was just talking about, and all you do is text your email address and it will send you some information. So you too can write notes and get the grasp of what we got to experience. But to me, I think the best, our skincare is kind of like our micronized shakes. It's delicious. I mean, just in one little bitty exposure on my almost 50-year-old hand, it is delicious. And there's going to be so much information we're going to learn, and we're going to be to help other people. But just remember, don't try to be the educator. Use the tools, use what they give us to build this business. And I'm so excited to just get out there, because like these girls were saying, we all have, I mean, I got a message from a promoter yesterday, sitting in a conference saying, if I don't want to take the 3 steps, can I still use the skincare? And I'm like, well, you know, the 3 steps help your skincare from the inside out. But yes, you can. But that's because people want to afford what they want to afford, and that's okay. But now we got, you know, from the foundation to the decoration, inside and out, we can help them feel their best and definitely look it.
I love it. I love it. And here, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all. So write this down. You can text the word pub, P-U-B. I don't know if it's still working, but you can try it. Text PUB to 66866. So just new text 66866 and text PUB, and you should get the link to Erin's notes and everything from that day, which again, it was an amazing day. I'll tell you one of my biggest things, and I feel like it was mentioned a couple of times from different speakers that don't even know each other. One was, you can't look at the top of the mountain. You have to look at the step in front of you. How do you climb the mountain? One step at a time. You can't climb it by doing like this the whole time. You have to look at where you're going and what the next step is and what the next pull is. And the one, and I don't have that notebook in front of me, but the other one, she said that you don't trip on the mountain, you trip on the pebble. And isn't that the truth? You trip on the things that are in front of you. There's things that come at you. Life happens. And so you have to take care of that. You have to focus on what you're doing. And you have to get rid of that pebble right away before it does become this enormous bad mountain. You know, we want the good mountain. We want to be climbing and climbing and climbing. And we don't want something to continue to eat at and dig. And you know, you just got to get those things out of your life. You know, we come back from things like this, and I'll say this and then I'll throw it over to Jen. We come back from things like this. We are inspired. We are ready. We're excited. You can't tell me you left Thrive Palooza like, yeah, whatever. Like, you had to have left there excited. And because if not, what is it Billy Holderby always says? If you're not excited, your wood must be wet. Like that whole thing. Like, how is your wood not on fire? Well, it's wet. Something's wrong with you. But listen, you leave there, you're excited, you've gotten all this information, and your neighbor or your brother or your sister-in-law says, yeah, whatever, that's not going to work. Girl, please stop talking about Thrive. I don't care about your skincare, you know, whatever, right? Oh, now y'all are doing skincare? Like, why? I mean, those are things that you need to realize are going to be thrown at you. And if you're prepared to know, here's what I know. I know I've been thriving for this long. I know how good I feel. And I don't know about this lazy thriver stuff because I've never forgot my 3 steps. Heck no way. I'm not going back to where I was before. But anyway, I know how good I feel. I know what I saw the skincare doing. I know what these co-founders are telling me. I know what these co-founders have done in the last 6 years. They don't lie. They don't, you know, this is what I know. So you lead with what you know and you go, it's okay. You can watch my skin get better. It's fine. You can watch as long as you want. And you go to the next person. You don't let that get you down. You don't let that, you know, make you stop. Oh, I can't believe you ordered $800 of product. Oh my gosh, I totally have samples to sell you. Would you like one? No? Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. And you move on to the next person. Like, you don't let those things get you down. Don't let that one pebble, that one person, that 2 people, whatever it is, stop you from running what's available. Because here's the thing. I'm sorry, I'm really on a roll. Here's the thing. We know what this has done for our families. We know what this has done for others. Y'all, I've had people on my team hit 200K that unfortunately they passed. They left a legacy for their family. So don't tell me that when these things happen in your life or things happen, Lori, you have to get rid of that cat. It's so distracting. When things happen in your life, and Maria's going through stuff right now, guys, this gives you options. This leaves a legacy. Don't you dare let negative Nancy or Debbie Downer, neighbor across the street, don't you dare let them keep your family from what they deserve. Don't you dare let them stop what God has available for you. Like, He has this available for you. This is in your path. This is in the vision, but you have to run after it. Okay, next.
All right, I'll jump in here. I think all of us can agree that we love the social media aspect. That girl was on fire, and she definitely started it off with a bang. And what you were talking about, the personal, useful brief, I think that's just such a good reminder for all of us. Not all of our posts necessarily have to go through that process, because you do want to be you. You can post about your family, you can post about your activities that you're involved in, you can post about your dogs and all of that sort of thing. And sometimes you can, I think it was, who was it that said she was such a hot mess? And sometimes it's just about her feelings and it's what she's thinking at the moment. Sometimes that's good. But if you're in that mindset of like, okay, this is a marketing post, and you're trying to post a few of those a day, you have to go through that. You can't fall into that trap of, like just being a salesperson. And I feel like that simple little thing, personal, useful, brief, such a good reminder for all of us. And those keywords like, can you imagine? And I mean, I've even seen some posts online today, and I keep reading, even though it's about the event that I was at, I keep reading because it's just so attractive to see it put in that format. So definitely, want to take the notes from that you took from Thrive at Palooza and put those into effect, and continue to share those, because she was amazing. So I got a lot out of that. Social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, just find what works for you. But just know that you got to make it useful for your market. That's the key. As far as takeaways, I mean, gosh, there were so many. There were so many good ones, so many panels, so many good nuggets. But one of the things that I personally got feedback from some people on that they really, really loved was something that Paul and Jason shared. And it was, what does momentum look like? What does success look like? And they didn't go into details of literally just something very specific as it's freedom, it's time options, it's this. They literally did this. It's like stock market, momentum, success, all of it. You do have your ups and downs. And I think that was a reality check, that sometimes this beautiful picture that's painted, this is success, rise to the top. That's not reality. And I think hearing that from the CEOs, it resonated with some people that has had that, which literally is every single one of us that was in that audience. That's the reality. But I will tell you, with where we're at this moment in time, with the ability to purchase this 200K pack upgrade, with the ability to have a brand new product line with Thrive Skin Care, if you are at all feeling like you're starting that climb back up, or even if you're kind of at a low, we're on the upswing, guys. Like, this is about to explode. And the excitement in their faces and their voices, and just being there and experiencing that firsthand, I assure you, this is a moment in time you don't want to miss. And when you have these things, this one is, we're going up, guys. And I know you all will agree with me. This is just, it's a day one. And so I think that resonated with a lot of people sitting in that audience. And hopefully that will resonate with you too, that you have to be ready. You have to take action, and you got to not let this pass you by, because again, this is normal. You are perfectly normal if you've experienced that, or if you're in the process of experiencing that. But this is your ticket to just go back up and be there and stay there, or start there if you're brand new. These cycles are normal. Life happens. This is a real life business. And so depending on what stage of life that you're in, you may have had, a few months or a year to where maybe you've had a lot of obstacles in your way. And we heard stories like that. We heard real life stories from people standing on stage talking, about the struggles and how this business exists and continues to fit in to that life. However, it is time to just take it and run with it. And so I do feel like that was definitely a takeaway that I heard from a lot of people, that they're just so excited about this actual moment in time, and ready to take all these things that they've learned and just put them into action. Because really the key is action. It's getting started and it's doing something with it. Lynn or Susan,
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna jump on here really quick because I've got to get to my workout. But you guys, just as Jen was saying, this is our time. Like, this is your ticket. If life has gotten in your way, and you feel like you had to unplug for a little bit, y'all, there is nothing like, this business is set up for you to just step right back in where you were and take off and go. we had a promoter there on our team who has really stepped back for like 2 years, I think. And she swallowed her pride and she came to Thrive Palooza. And that's what a lot of people won't do. So if you're willing to do that, you're doing what most people won't do. So get in here like this is your go time. Yeah, we all have this, but you got to swallow your pride and you got to realize like, hey, this is my opportunity to change my family's life, my grandkids' life. You know, the first time I heard Paul and Jason talk about setting up, you know, for your grandchildren, that was like, holy smokes, this is huge. So, I mean, don't let this opportunity pass you by. Just like you guys heard, we have a whole new avenue open for us now with Thrive Skin. We have the best of both worlds. We get to feel good and look good on the outside. And I mean, that is absolutely huge. One thing I'm going to share that I wrote down, I thought it was powerful. We've heard it all before, but Jamie Pecca said it, and she said, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, we always hear ignorance on fire, ignorance on fire. That's how we all were when we started over 5 years ago. But the knowledge on ice, I was like, oh, I've never heard that part of it. That's awesome. All the time you spend trying to be more knowledgeable and be the expert, get out and show and share your experience, because this is all experience based. And without the experiences, y'all, none of us would be here. So get out, share your experience, and take advantage of the opportunity you have in front of you. So with that, I got to go to my workout, y'all. So thanks, ladies, for letting me hop on.
I think she makes a good point about that. When Jamie Pecca said that, Lindsay Dickens and I say that all the time. We were just ignorance on fire. That's how we did this business. And I still, to this day, why do you think I call Amber when I have a compensation question? Because I may not know everything. I don't know everything on all the products. I just know what it does for me. And I think Jason Camper has said that more and more and more. Every time you're trying to make sure you know everything, somebody else is selling their Thrive to your people. So that's really profound. Another couple of things that I really took away from this weekend, Amber, when you were talking about the negativity, the reality when you get back home and the same negative people around, and I cannot remember who said it. There's so many people. Do not let that negativity into the real estate in your brain. What's in your brain, what you're listening to, what you're thinking, all that stuff, it's taking up real estate in your brain. That's what you're going to get. So just don't do it. Like, there's just negative people in our world. You just have to be like, hi, bye, see ya. I mean, this is why I love to surround myself with all this group, because they get me, they understand me. The promoters on my team, they understand me. Those are who I like to fill my brain with. And sorry about you if you're not in that area, because maybe it's negative. I always have to go back to Billy Holderby. Last year, he made I never forgot him saying, it does not matter what the message is. There is no perfect message. You just got to send a message. And so I never forgot it. Well, he added to that this year, thank goodness. He said, well, he was given some stats on Facebook. If you just post something on Facebook, only 1% or 10%, I can't remember, it's still small, actually see your post. So what happens to all those other people that you know needed to see it? You have to private message them. Now, here's the key. You got to private message everybody. You got to get all this information out that can totally overwhelm you. It could probably take you 100 hours per week to get all those messages out. Here's what you cannot do. You cannot be addicted to the outcome. Freaking genius. Way to go. Amber, I'm glad you got him on your team. He is on Amber's team, right? Yeah. Okay.
He is. I'm glad he's on my team too. But you know what's funny, and I'll touch on that. I actually, you said two things I want to touch on is about not giving other people real estate in your mind. Somebody had said, don't let anybody put limitations on you. Don't let somebody else put limitations on you. It's that same kind of thing. But yes, as far as that with messages, I go back to, and I was actually telling this story last night. When Maria first reached out to me, I said, no, thank you. Right. She called me. She talked to me voice to voice. I said, good for you. No, thank you. Good luck. I know you're going to do great. Move along. Right. Created that free account. like the fan page, all the little dribbles, the little sprinkles that she was sending me in Messenger, sometimes in text too. Y'all, she was switching it up, right? But what was so funny is when we talked about it later, I'm like, when I go back and look at those messages, she would send a message and I wouldn't respond. She would send a message, I wouldn't respond. She would send a message, I wouldn't respond. So there'd be like 3 messages at different times, you know, like 5, 7, 10 days apart from each other. And then I would respond to one that I felt I could answer. And we talked about that later. And she said, I was on a mission. I didn't have time to worry about whether Amber Mainquist was going to answer that message or not. So she sent the message, she moved on, she sent the next message, she moved on, she sent the next message. And she probably didn't think about me again until I came up in her calendar for her follow-up, you know, and she sent the message and she moved on, she sent the next you know what I mean? So that's what you have to do. You can't sit there and wait for them to respond to you. You have to just send the message and move on. We got a lot of lives to change here. So.
Sorry, I had to unmute, and I see y'all are sending me something. Okay, real quick. No, you're awesome. Okay, so that's a lot of information. We only have a few minutes left, but I really feel like it's important, and Amber reminded me, obviously, if you're watching this in Team Thrive Nation, you need to make sure that you are registered in what we call our drip campaign. Go find it in Team Thrive Nation. Get registered on it. This is going to be a great way for you to follow up, and you to stay in connection, but also to follow up with your people. So just search drip campaign. It's awesome. I've already kind of checked it out. So anybody have any closing remarks? If not, I just want to say, I just told y'all have any remarks? If not, let's move on. I want to thank, all these girls for jumping on today. Guys, just continue to say some special prayers for our leader. But thank you I hope you're listening. You're passing it on to your team. There's so much information. It's really hard to get it all out. And I'm sure there was some highlights that we still didn't get out. But do some stuff with your team. Get this information out to them. You can share this. You don't have to do that. And then you can just add to it. But guys, it's go time. And Lindsay and I say this all the time too. You can take all the information. You can read every motivational book. You can listen to stuff day after day, and you can be doing your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can be doing the stuff. You could have spent all that money this weekend with your hotel, your flight, and your ticket, and had all that information. But if you don't go back and use it, 1 to 2 points per day, per week, whatever, you wasted a lot of money. And then you probably won't go back the next year because you'll feel like you didn't get anything out of it. That's crazy. So please figure out in your notes this weekend or what you heard today, what you want to utilize, and by all means, go do it. I mean, we all are. I'm going to shoot y'all a picture of what this desk looks like today. That's my chaos, because who has time to clean that when I need to be sending messages, right? So girls, thank you. Thank you for Lori and Lynn who were on here before. Appreciate all you do. Bye, Lynn. Amber / Mario, you got to cut us off. Bye.